Your credit score isn't a measure of your wealth, it is a measure of your obedience. It is a digital leash, polished to a shine, handed to you by the banking system. You think you are winning the game because your number is high. You are not. You are just becoming the perfect pet. What if I told you that a high credit score is actually a red flag for your freedom? What if the perfect borrower is just a code name for predictable slave? The system doesn't want you broke because a dead man can't pay interest, but it doesn't want you rich because a free man can't be controlled. It wants you right in the middle, productive, compliant, and perpetually in debt. But by the time you realize how deep this goes, it will be too late. Let's look at the evidence. You are inside the system now. Let's talk business. The illusion. In the concrete jungle, they taught you a lie. They called it productive debt. They told you that leverage is a tool. Use a loan to buy a house, use a car to build a history. They told you that 800 is the magic number. If you hit 800, you made it. You are a prime human being. Every month, you check your app. The little green dial moves up, you feel a hit of dopamine. You think, I'm doing it, I'm building my future. The banks watches you. They see you paying on time. They see you never missing a beat. They give you a gold star. They increase your limit. Why? Because you've proven you can be trained. Now, you might be thinking, if this is a tool for growth, why is the middle class shrinking while credit score are at an all-time high? The answer lies in the design of the trap itself. Reality check. The average American pays over $600,000 in interest over their lifetime. That isn't leverage. That is a lifetime of labor sold to a skyscraper in Manhattan before you even wake up for work. The system frames debt as an opportunity, but every dollar you borrow is a piece of your future time that you no longer own. You aren't buying a car, you are selling the next 4 years of your mornings. But why do they care so much about the score? Why the obsession with this specific number? To understand that, we had to look at when the system shifted from counting money to counting people. The crack. There was a glitch in the 1950s. People were starting to save too much after the war. The workforce was disciplined, they bought what they needed and they owned their lives. For the banks, this was a disaster. A man with a paid off house and cash in the bank is a man who can say no. A man who can say no is a threat to the machine. So they changed the game. In 1989, FICO was born. It wasn't just a mathematical formula, it was a psychological breakthrough. It was the first time a private entity could quantify your reliability. Think about the components of your score. Payment history, are you obedient? Credit utilization, are you hungry but not starving? Length of credit, how long have we owned you? If you pay off your house today, your score drops. Think about how insane that is. You have reached the ultimate financial goal, owning your land, and the system punishes you for it. Why? Because you are no longer active. You are no longer generating blood money for the ledger. I remember a story of high net worth individual, a man with 8 figures in the bank. He tried to buy property in cash. The process was nightmare. Why? Because he hadn't touched a credit card in a decade. To the system, he was a ghost, he was unscorable. In the eyes of the bank, a millionaire with no debts is less valuable than a school teacher with $50,000 in debt who pays on time. The teacher is predictable, the millionaire is a wild card. Now, you are probably wondering, if the system prefers the debtor over the wealthy, what are they actually building with old lives? The answer is much better darker than a simple interest rate. The reality. The invisible truth is this: your credit score is a behavioral Pavlovian tool. It is designed to keep the workforce compliant. Imagine a world where everyone had no doubt. If your boss insulted you, you would quit. If the government overreached, you would move. If the system broke, you would survive. Debt removes those options. When you have a good credit score, you have a lot to lose. You have the mortgage, you have the car note, you have the lifestyle. You are strapped into the cockpit of life you don't own. This makes you the perfect employee. You won't distract, you won't rebel. You will sit in your cubicle and grind because the digital handcuffs are locked tight. Reality checked. 70% of Americans are one paycheck away from disaster, yet credit card debt just crossed $1 trillion. The system is working perfectly. They want you to be a good borrower. A good borrower stays in the lane. They keep the wheels on the concrete jungle turning. They trade their freedom for a 2% cashback reward. It's the ultimate trade off. Your soul was slightly better seat on the airplane. The system uses the score to filter the population. It's a social credit system discussed as financial health. It tracks your movements, your habits, and your resilience. If you stop playing the game, they cut off your access to the world. They make it harder to rent an apartment, harder to get a job, harder to exist. They have turned your life into a subscription service, and as long as you keep your score high, you are allowed to keep your subscribing to your own existence. But there is a way out. It's cold, it's hard, and it requires you to stop caring about the gold star the bank want to give you. The power move. Stop looking at the dial on your app. It's a trick. True wealth is measured by what you own, not by how much you are allowed to borrow. The system wants you to think that productive debt is the path to the top. It's not. It's the path to the treadmill. If you want to be free, you have to become unscorable. You have to build a life where their number don't matter. You have to realize the person with 500 credit score and $100,000 in the bank infinitely more powerful than the person with an 800 score and $1 million in liability. The banks are not your partners, they are your owners. Every time you swipe that card to build your history, you are just tightening that collar. The choice is yours. You can be a good borrower and live comfortable predictable life in a cage, or you can break the leash and see what the world looks like when you don't owe anyone a second of your time. The choice is yours. What system should we decode next? Tell me in the comment section.